All right, so today we're going to be looking at the top 5 places to live in Southeast Michigan. I'm going to be referring to sites like niche.com. So this is their list. It's not mine. I'm not trying to steer you anyway. But what we're going to do is we're going to go into a little bit of detail of each city. So maybe you'll find out, hey, maybe I can live there. You know what? And I even have a little surprise at the end, a little bit of a gem outside of Southeast Michigan, so stay tuned, all right? Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Travis with the Living in Southeast Michigan team. Look, if this is your first time here, make sure you hit that little subscribe button and hit the little notification bell. Make sure you're notified every time we put out new content. And what we do here is we talk about living, eating, sleeping, playing in Southeast Michigan. You know, you can reach me out at my number down here below. You know, you can reach me by text, call, email. Now, with that being said, let's get right into it. Now, when we're talking the top 5 places to live in Southeast Michigan, what all these places have in common is, of course, great schools. I mean, with great schools, makes it a great place to live. And typically, with that, you also have, it's family friendly. There's a lot of different options around. So let's start it out with number 5, right? Novi, Michigan comes in at number 5. And like I said, this list is according to niche.com. And going off of that, Novi has a population, it's about 65,000, right? I mean, and where Novi is located is kind of on that western side of the Metro Detroit area. It's right where a bunch of different freeways kind of connect there. You got 96, 275, you got Highway 5 there. And this is kind of an area where it's everything's kind of growing. You got lots of good shopping here. There's definitely, you got your Sam's Club, you got your Chick-fil-A, you got the 12 Oaks Mall. There's lots of different options that are sitting here right in Novi, right? So I mean, if you're a commuter and you're looking to get into town, Detroit's probably a good 30-35 minutes away. But you're also located, within reasonable distance of all the different locations within Metro Detroit. I mean, the airport is also about 30-35 minutes, depending on traffic, of course. So, I mean, Novi comes in at number 5. Next up on our list, at number 4, we got Grosse Pointe Park. Now, Grosse Pointe Park, that's way over on the east side of Southeast Michigan. That's kind of just north of Detroit. And a lot of times when you're referring to, Grosse Pointe Park, right? A lot of times you kind of lump in, you got Grosse Pointe proper, Grosse Pointe Park, Grosse Pointe Farms, Grosse Pointe Woods, and Grosse Pointe Shores. With all those areas combined, I mean, that's sitting at right about 45,000 people. With Grosse Pointe Park, I mean, that typically, the average home price is right around that kind of 400,000 price point. And of course, there's a lot of homes that are, right around that price point, but there's also a lot of homes that are, way higher than that. Because what Grosse Pointe Park, I mean, it sits right on Lake Sinclair, and most of these communities there with the Grosse Pointes, they sit along the Lake Sinclair. I mean, that's, beautiful fresh water. It's an awesome place to be. I mean, lots of good fishing over there, and what with these areas, I mean, they're not so much, they're more or less bedroom communities, from way back, right? I mean, when people were working down in Detroit, I mean, these were kind of the places that they would move to, lay their head down at night. So I mean, there's really nice, quaint neighborhoods, lots of little parks, within the neighborhoods, little, splash pads and stuff like that. So I mean, it's an awesome little place. You got lots of, local eateries, a lot of local restaurants. So that's where, that's number 4 on the list. Now, number 3 on the list is Bloomfield Township. Now, Bloomfield Township, that's going to be at the higher price point, average price point. I mean, we're sitting in that kind of, $550 range. And of course, you could certainly go a little bit lower, but you can certainly get a lot higher, especially with, Bloomfield Township being around a lot of lakes, right? So you can find a nice lake lot. And the also nice thing about Bloomfield Township is you have a little bit more space than some of these, smaller communities within Metro Detroit, and that's kind of a nice addition to have. The other nice thing about, obviously, with Bloomfield Township, they have wonderful public schools, but they're also surrounded by numerous excellent private schools as well, right? So I mean, if you're looking at that option for private schools, lots of good options within 15-20 minutes. So Bloomfield Township, number 3 on the list. All right, number 2 on our list for Southeast Michigan, and that is none other but Troy, Michigan. Now, Troy, Michigan, it's got about 87,000 people living in Troy, and it's also got, according to niche or niche.com, it's got the number 2 rated public school in Michigan. I mean, that's why a lot of people are flocking to the area. It's also in close proximity to a lot of things, in kind of that northern Metro Detroit area, right? It also has, with a lot of the neighborhoods, right? They have these, perfectly planned out streets. The sidewalks are all, they take really good care of the sidewalks. A lot of good old mature trees. It's a place you can, send your kiddos out for a bike ride. I mean, you're comfortable that, they could ride along those sidewalks, and, it's a safe place to be. And the other nice thing about Troy, I mean, on the south side, they have a lot of the different, businesses, local businesses, also major Fortune 500 businesses, right? You don't have to go that far to find good employment. The one downside about Troy, were on some people's list, where they don't really have a downtown. With that, they're also in close proximity, places like Birmingham or Royal Oak or Rochester, right? All these places have award-winning downtowns. So that's kind of a thing that you might want to think about. You don't have to be attached to, your downtown in Troy, right? Because you don't really have one per se. And to top it all off, I mean, is the affordability in Troy, right? I mean, it's kind of the lower on this list. It's just under 400,000, about, kind of 375, 380. So you can still find some good affordability in Troy, Michigan, number 2 on the list. All right, so I told you I would throw a little curveball at the end here. For the number 1 on the list, we have, just outside of Southeast Michigan, is Okemos, Michigan. Now, this is a little bedroom community just outside of Lansing on the east side. This is a place where, a lot of people that are working in Lansing or working in, for Michigan State University. So we're on Michigan State University Spartan territory. We're out of Wolverine territory from Ann Arbor. This is just a little bedroom community just outside. It's got about 25,000 people that are living in Okemos. The average price point is right at about $418,000. Now, they have a little bit of shopping on the south side there. Kind of closer to 96. It doesn't really have much of a downtown. There's a little bit of shopping on the north side as well, but like I said, I mean, this is a bedroom community. A lot of people are just coming here to lay their heads down at night, right? I mean, it's a short commute into town, so if you're looking to live, work close to Lansing, Okemos is an excellent choice. That's why I made it number 1 on the list. Hey, thank you all for staying till the end. Hey, I'm curious. Drop down in the comments below. What would be your top 5? Like I said, this is according to niche.com. This isn't exactly my list. But I wanted to give a little bit of input on each area to kind of give you an idea of what it's like to live in these areas. Do you want to check one of these places off your list? Sure, go ahead. But hey, I'd love to help you out. You have to reach out to me. Text me, call me, email me, and whatever it might be. Get a hold of me. And until next time, I'm out.